That's what I'm thinking too.
Everything but alpha.
This bluff just doesn't make any sense.
Anything got there?
He checked the 10 and he checked the river.
He checked the river.
What up, boys?
How we doing?
Back to the hideaway, another 1-2 session. Nothing new here. Finals are done. Finished them strong, and now we're playing a lot of poker until we go back for Christmas break.
I'm a little tired right now. I had a bit of an eventful night in Flower Mound last night. Shout out to my boys, Sam, Paxton, Caden, and Will. You guys are the homies. Not feeling too hot right now, so hopefully the cards will make me feel a little bit better.
And boys, make sure you're excited for the Miami trip happening from December 30th to January 4th. 1, 2, 300 at the hideaway. Until then, boys, let's go.
Peace.
Boys, this Saturday, January 23rd, 7 p.m., we have our first ever meetup game at Palm Social in Austin, Texas. Shout out to the homies at ATX Poker for getting it all set up. We're gonna be down there this Saturday playing 1-2 with all you guys. Tons of awesome people gonna be there too. Here's a list of everyone that's gonna be there.
Make it down to Austin, Texas.
1-2, regular 1-2 session, 300 max buy-in. Meet us there. First meetup game for next gen ever. We're hyped. Let's go, 2021. That's our year. Let's go.
See you there, boys.
All right, wow, we're getting into it right away. The very first hand, we sit down. A little bit of context about this hand. I got a chance to actually watch my table and play at my table for about a minute or two before I actually bought in, and I already was able to spot the action player. It is a person right across from me, right here. She's a nice lady, however, she's been betting pretty big, playing almost every hand, and has also shown down a few bluffs. So that really goes into how I play the rest of this hand. We look down at Jack-9 offsuit in the cutoff. It folds around to me, and I think this is an okay spot to be widening my range, trying to isolate against this player. So I open this up to $12, and our plans worked out as imagined. We get heads up against the action player off to a flop that comes 9-4-6, 2 diamonds. Pretty good flop for my hand, top pair. I lead out here for $15. Right as I lead out, she insta-raises me to $45. It's a little alarming, however, there's no way I'm getting rid of this hand. I just make the call for $30 more and assess a turn, which comes the 10 of spades. Brings in a lot of draws that she might decide to continue bluffing on, and so I decide to check it to her, and she checks it right back. So right now, I'm thinking my 9 might be actually good. The river comes the 4 of clubs, pairing the board. I considered leading out here for some thin value. I couldn't really think of much worse hands that would be calling me here, so I decided to check to give her a chance to stab at it, which she does. She elects to bet $75 here, about 2/3 pot. I think about it for a second, and honestly, looking back on my poker play in the past, I think in some of the earlier vlogs I would be folding this. I've been pretty nitty and have definitely overfolded in the past. So I decided to switch it up here today and start making some calls, seeing where I'm at in terms of my poker play, as well as how often people are trying to bluff me. So I decided to make the call here, see what she has, and we are good. She flips over 8-3 of diamonds for a missed flush draw. She was calling pretty light on the button, and we take down that pot.
First hand for me, we look down at pocket 7s in middle position. There is a limp from early position. I am a bad boy and limp as well. Sue me. The cutoff limps and the button makes it $7. The small blind calls and all of us limpers call. I'm treating this as a very fun little set mine here. Flop comes King 7-3 rainbow. Bink a Ruski. Checks around to the pre-flop aggressor on the button, who checks as well. The turn is a king, a rainbow king. We boat up. This board's almost too good at this point, but small blind bets $18. I'm up next, and if he has a king, I'm pretty confident I'll be able to extract maximum value on the river. I don't want to raise and scare out the cutoff and the button on this dry of a board. They can't really have much, so I want to call, give them the price to catch up in any way, shape, or form. That's what I do. I make the call for $18. Unfortunately, they fold. So we're heads up, going to a river, which is the 7 of hearts. We hit quads. Small blind checks. I'm praying he is a king. Maybe he'll call me down with ace high on a double paired board. I don't know. I bet $50. He goes into the tank and lets it go. We look at our quads one more last time before we say goodbye. It's tough to get value when you get a hand that strong on this dry of a board, but quads are pretty dope nonetheless.
Well, here, guys, you get Jack's view. I raised it up to $25. I'm the first act under the gun +1. Let's see what I have.
9-10 of clubs. So why did I raise to 25? Well, there is a straddle on the button, and I actually didn't mean to. I meant to raise to 20 and add an extra red chip. So that's the reasoning. We see a call from the cutoff, $25. Blinds fold, and then the straddle on the button gets the option to make the call himself. We go off to a flop, which comes 10, queen, 8, 2 clubs. I flop middle pair, and I have the flush draw. Don't think I'm going to get called by worse. I don't think this is a hand I can get 3 streets of value with just middle pair. So I decide to check here, although I normally would be betting my flush draws. It's good to mix in a check as well. It actually checks through. We go off to a turn card, which is the 4 of clubs. So we immediately get there. We have a flush. We have a pair of tens. Checks to me. I bet $40 trying to get some value. We see a call from the cutoff. The straddle folds, and we go off to river card, which is another 10. So yeah, we have a lot of this board. We've got trips. We got a flush. Because we already have so much on this board, I decided to bet $55, a small value bet, and he does quickly make a call. We flipped over the flush, and we are good. Don't know exactly what he had.
This is a super fun one for you guys, so buckle up. Here we go. We look down at ace king offsuit in the small blind, solid hand, under the gun straddles, and we see an open from under the gun +1 to $12. The hijack calls, and it's on me in the small blind. I think this is a great 3-bet scenario, so I decided to raise it up here to $50. And surprisingly enough, the under the gun original straddler actually makes the call, and the 2 other players fold. So we're off to a flop heads up, which comes 7-7-4, 2 hearts. We've got 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw. Not a bad flop. I c-bet here for $45, a down bet, just like I would play aces or kings, and the under the gun player calls fairly quick. We're off to a turn, which comes the 6 of hearts, giving us the ace high flush draw, and I think this is a great spot to barrel again and put hands like pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 10s, or maybe even pocket jacks under a lot of pressure here, because often I'm not going to be bluffing on this card and have either aces, kings, or already a made flush. If he does decide to make the call here, we still have a ton of outs on the river where we can improve to the best hand. So we bet 105, and the under the gun player again makes the call fairly quickly. We're off to a river. Let's see a heart. We bink it. It comes to the jack of hearts, giving us the ace high flush dream scenario here. I'm putting him mostly on hands like pocket 8s, pocket 9s, and pocket 10s at this point if he's called this whole way. I don't want to scare him away, so I decide here to just bet $100, putting those types of hands in a really tough spot, giving them 5-1 on a call here. Under the gun does not hesitate to snap jam here for $215 total. It's only $115 more for me to call, and I have the ace high flush. I don't really think I can get away from this. I toss in the call, and he flips over jiggities, one of the worst cards in the deck on the river, giving me the flush draw and also boating him up. So he takes down a nice little pot, and we are stuck to start the night.
Next hand for me, we look down at ace 8 of diamonds. Under the gun limps, middle position limps. We are also in middle position, and I guess it's the Rosie limping show because we limp as well. The big blind makes it $12, and we all call. So we are going 4 ways to a flop. Let's smash it. Ace 8-2 rainbow. I'd consider that a smash and a half. Again, love that. The big blind c-bets for $20, and under the gun calls. Middle position folds. On this dry of a board, with us pretty much locking it up, I just make the call here. Keep the betting lead on the opponent in early position. The turn is the jack, second club on the board. Now we're losing to ace jack. Not a big deal though. Big blind now decides to check, and under the gun leads out for $50. This is where we make the biggest mistake in the hand. I'm looking back at the notes. Don't know why we do this, but we just call. I think this is a pretty standard, easy raise spot now that there are some draws on board with the flush draw and straight draw. I think this is just a pretty textbook raise, but we don't raise, we just call. And I think that is a total mistake. Big blind folds. Now we're going heads up to a river, which is a scare card. It's the queen of clubs. Now we're losing to ace queen, and it's the third club. So while we still have a great hand and we still can get value, this is an action killer and another reason why we should be raising on the turn. The big blind checks, and now I'm scared of the check raise. The backdoor flush got there. We can't beat ace queen. 9-10 gets there. So I wimp out and check back, and he shows the best case scenario, which is ace 2. So imagine if we raise the turn there, guys. We are getting so much money in this pot. It's tough to look back at this. It was a month ago. I don't know why we didn't raise the turn, but obviously we're pretty new in our poker career. That's a big mistake. and we lose value on it. On to the next one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we pick up a premium pocket aces. We are running really well, getting the nice cards. Action is going our way. We see the under the gun player bet $10. The tight player in middle position makes a raise to $35. Here in the big blind, I don't think I should be slow playing here out of position. I bump it up to $80, but the initial aggressor is only playing with a stack about $135 deep. So I'm trying to bait him into making a call, going all in, that sort of thing. The under the gun +1 player makes the fold, and middle position player obliges and jams for another $65. I make a quick call. We go off to a board which comes Jack 10-8, kind of scary if he has pocket jacks. Turn is a queen. Okay, and that's not great. The river is the 9 of clubs, which makes the board a straight, and our opponent shows over ace queen offsuit. So we had them dominated pre-flop, and they suck out on us, and we chopped this one up. Unfortunately, we don't win an extra 140 on the session, but overall we ran good and knocked a positive for this session.
These wild hands do not stop coming. We look down at big slick ace king of clubs on the button. There are 3 limpers to me, and limping is not going to work. I bump it up to 20. Small blind and big blind fold, and the under the gun original limper actually limp jams here for $125. Kind of a weird spot, and it folds around to me. My hand's just way too good to ever be letting go in this scenario. I snap call, and we're off to a run out, which comes queen, queen, 4, 10, 10. We are now losing to any queen or any 10. I flip over my ace king, hoping to be good here with ace high. However, that's not the case. He flips over ace 5 offsuit for the river 2 pair to chop it up with me for ace high. He sucked out on us on the river. Pretty unfortunate. I shit you not, 2 hands later, we look down at pocket sevens in the cutoff. Middle position here jams pre-flop for about $40. They just lost a big pot before. Was a little tilted, and I think he's going to be doing this with the super wide range, just trying to stack up or stack off and rebuy. So he jams for $40. My good friend Jack in the hijack actually re-jams here for $51 total. He had also just lost a pretty big pot. I think both the ranges I can definitely be ahead of with pocket sevens. The table action has been great so far. Everyone at the table's been fun. I think this will be good for the vlog too, to get a little 3-way all-in action here. I decided to make the call and gamble a little bit. We all decided to flip our cards over actually before the run out, just to get a little suspense going. I flip over my sevens, Jack flips over pocket fives, great hand to be up against, and the middle position player flips over ace 8 suited.
Let's make it to the vlog. Let's make it to the vlog. Come on.
We're off to a flop 3 ways, which comes king 5 9. Pocket fives drills a set on us. We need to hit a 7 on this board. Can we do it? We lose with pocket sevens, even though we had the best starting hand. Unfortunate, but good for the game. A lot of fun, good action at this table.
This is a very fun hand, probably my most interesting hand of the night. We look down here at king queen offsuit. I'm on the button, and 2 early position players limp. We see a raise from the hijack who makes it $15, and the guy's name is Jack, college student from New York, had been playing with us for all of the night. He'd been playing very loose, and he had folded to every one of my 3 bets. I raised him with kings, I raised him with ace king, I raised him with queens, and he folded every time to my 3 bets. So here, with the hand that I normally would just call in position, I decided to raise as a bluff to $50. 2 of the early position limpers make the fold, but this time Jack gets sticky
5-0.
and makes a call. But he also makes a comment.
I know you're narrow.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that we have a pretty tight range. Let's go to a flop, which comes queen 8 10, 2 hearts and 1 diamond. Here, flopping pretty well. He does check to me, and I decide to down bet here to $40 for value, and he re-raises me to $200. Very big raise here. We're both playing pretty deep. Both of us started the hand around 500 effective, so that is a pretty substantial raise. I'm in an awkward position here with top pair. If he's doing this for value, we're definitely beat. He can have pocket 8s, 10s, or queens here. He can have queen 10. That could definitely be in his range. I'm not putting him on queen 8 or 10 8, so there aren't too many hands for value that he can be raising with. There are a lot of draws he could have here, including heart draws, straight draws, pair plus straight draws, player plus flush draws. So for that reason, I actually decided to jam it all in for value here.
Alright, you own me. I had a good hand, but you own me. Yeah.
Jack makes a quick fold here. So yeah, we got him. He told me that he put me on strictly queens. Ladies and gentlemen, having a tight range of the table does not always hurt you. When you 3-bet light pre-flop and you hit just a pair, they will make some tight folds on.
What up, boys? How's it going?
What's up, guys?
How we doing?
Let's go.
This is an outro for them, not an outro for me though. I'm still in there. I'm stuck about 200 right now, trying to make it back. Got some all-in, some great content for you guys, so this will be an exciting one for sure.
Yes.
We're clearing his mind. He's going to get back at it. Me and Rosie are content where we're at. I'll start us off in for 300, out for 765. Profit of $465 for the day. A couple interesting hands, a couple run good. You know how it is.
Frankie should have let me go first because now my $190 profit doesn't sound as cool, but that's what we got.
If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps a ton. Support the channel. Buy the merch.
Check out this sweet merch right here. Wow, this is a nice looking
Follow us on
hoodie.
Instagram at TheNextGenPoker, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Another fun one, we look down at Queen Jack suited in the hijack. Middle position opens up to $15. I make the call, the button calls, and the small blind calls. We're off to a flop 4 ways. Flop comes 3, 8, 6, 2 clubs, and luckily it checks through, so I get to see a free turn card, which is a pretty good one for me, the Jack of Clubs. Brings in the flush draw, however it gives us top pair with a pretty good kicker. It checks to me again, and I consider leading out here, however 4 ways I decide to just pot control and check it through. So we're off to a river, which comes the 9 of hearts. When it checks to me again, I decide to lead out here for $20, hoping to get thin value from either a 9, an 8, or a weaker jack. And the button makes a call. That's pretty nice to see. Middle position, however, our good friend Jack, who we've gotten into a few pots with already, elects to check raise us here to $100. Wow, okay. So this is going to require a little bit of thinking here. It's about $80 more a call, and we've got top pair. Pretty good holding. However, would he ever be doing this with a flush or some sort of rivered straight, or maybe even a 2-pair?
It's my big blind. Tensions are high.
I don't know if he would ever risk that checking through on the turn or river, so this line just really doesn't make sense to me. I toss in the call for $80 more and the button folds. He flips over king queen offsuit, so he did have it in him to bluff. We picked that one out. I got you this time, Jack. I got you this time. Nice hand. How's it going? Just wrapped up my session. We ended up in the black. We were down about 200, 250 at one point and played for about 20, 30 more minutes and made it all back. Cashed out with a profit of $72. In for 440, out for 510, 512. So let's go. Next gen all in the black today. Let's go. Let's go. Don't forget to check out the Instagram and check out the merch. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.